Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to decode the absolute ultimate Google Ads blueprint, specifically designed for yoga instructors. Look, if you're tired of staring out at empty mats and stressing over studio rent every month, you are exactly in the right place. We're going to break down exactly how the most successful studios out there are leveraging paid search to predictably and consistently fill their classes.
Let's kick things off with a massive real-world transformation, just to show you what's actually possible here. There was a multi-location yoga studio with branches in places like Miami, Charleston, and Nashville, and they were really struggling. They were dealing with super high cost per click and incredibly low conversion rates from their old marketing efforts. But after they partnered with an agency called Softrix and did a complete audit of their Google Ads targeting, they totally turned the ship around. Within just a few months, they were generating over 357 monthly leads. Just imagine for a second adding 357 brand new student inquiries to your business every single month.
But here's the real kicker, the truly remarkable part of this case study. They achieved this massive volume of leads with a highly efficient cost per action, or CPA, of just over $11. That means for every $11 they spent on Google Ads, they acquired a highly qualified lead who was ready to practice. So we aren't just talking about blindly throwing money at the internet here. This is all about strategic, precise targeting that actually delivers a massive return on your investment.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? Here is our roadmap to reverse engineer their success. We'll cover 1. The power of Google Ads, 2. Types of yoga campaigns, 3. Mastering your yoga keywords, 4. Building your ad campaign, 5. Landing pages that convert, and finally, tracking and refining your results.
Let's dive right into step 1, the power of Google Ads, and exactly why paid search completely beats organic search.
The data here reveals a massive gap. When someone clicks a Google ad, the conversion rate, meaning they actually go through with booking a class or making a purchase, is a whopping 4.2%. Compare that to a really tiny 0.55% for organic search results. So why such a huge difference? It's because Google Ads capture people at the exact moment of high intent. This is driven by an impressive 6% click-through rate, which means 6 out of every 100 searchers are clicking that top sponsored link. When someone searches for a yoga class, they want to find it right then and sign up. They aren't just casually browsing, they are looking to buy.
Moving right along to Section 2, Types of Yoga Campaigns, and the vehicles we use to reach your audience.
You've actually got several different options at your disposal here. Display ads pop up as banners across various websites, video ads play like commercials on YouTube, and local ads boost your visibility right there on Google Maps. Now, while those are all useful in their own right, search ads are hands down your absolute best starting point. Why? Because they directly target users who are actively hunting for exactly what you offer. These people already have their metaphorical yoga mats rolled out, they're just looking for a studio to go to.
That brings us to Section 3, Mastering Your Yoga Keywords. This is literally the language of intent. There's a night and day difference in intent between short-tail and long-tail keywords. Think of a short-tail keyword, like yoga classes, as a really crowded, noisy room. It might seem super appealing because of the massive search volume, but it's incredibly competitive and, honestly, a bit ambiguous. Are they looking for local classes, online classes, or maybe just a definition? On the flip side, look at the pinpoint accuracy of a long-tail keyword like Ashtanga Yoga Class Birmingham. Sure, they have less overall volume, but they deliver highly motivated students. The competition is way lower, which makes the clicks cheaper, and the user intent is exact. That person is ready to book that specific class in that specific city.
Now, once you've picked your keywords, you have to tell Google how strictly it should follow them. And you do this using match types. Broad match gives you the widest possible reach, but it can quickly drain your budget on totally irrelevant searches. Phrase match gives you a nice middle ground. But if you're just starting out, sticking to exact match initially is going to strictly protect your budget. It ensures your ad only shows up when someone types in exactly what you offer. That way, you avoid wasted spend while you gather some really valuable data on what's actually working.
And speaking of protecting your budget, it is equally, if not more vital, to set up negative keywords. This is where you explicitly tell Google what you do not want to show up for. For example, if you don't offer teacher training, you need to exclude the phrase teacher training. Or if you run a traditional studio, you definitely want to exclude terms like naked yoga. You should also make sure to block overseas locations like India or Pakistan to completely avoid having your budget drained by irrelevant international clicks that will never step foot in your local studio.
All right, let's get into the mechanics in Section 4. Building your ad campaign with a step-by-step setup.
When you're setting up your account, do yourself a favor and skip Google AdWords Express. It just lacks the deep customization you're going to need. Go straight for Expert Mode. When it asks for your campaign objective, hit Leads, then choose a search campaign. For your bidding strategy, you want to select Conversions. This pay-per-click method is basically you telling Google to optimize your budget specifically to get people to take a real action on your website, making it hands down the most cost-effective approach.
And here's an absolutely critical detail for physical studios. Make sure your campaign uses geographic targeting, strictly limited to a 6 to 8 mile radius around your physical location. Let's be real. People are only willing to travel so far for a yoga class. Nobody is crossing 3 major highways for a Tuesday night vinyasa flow. By dropping a pin right on your studio and setting this tight radius, you ensure you're only paying for local searches. You're targeting the exact neighborhoods of people who can actually, practically become your regular students.
Which brings us to Section 5, landing pages that convert. Because getting the click means nothing if you can't close the deal.
Think about it. When someone clicks your beautifully crafted ad, where exactly do they end up? Your landing page needs one unified focus, with a single, clear goal, converting that click into a client. First, it has to load incredibly fast, because nobody likes waiting for a page to load, especially when they're actively looking for some zen. It needs a clear, immediate call to action. Think a big, obvious button that says, "Book a class today." And maybe most importantly, it needs social proof. Adding real testimonials and reviews instantly builds trust. It acts as that final little nudge they need to convert that hard-earned click into a guaranteed booking.
Finally, let's cover Section 6, tracking and refining results. This is your continuous practice. Just like a physical yoga practice, your digital marketing requires continuous refinement. You absolutely must link everything to Google Analytics. That is how you see exactly what's happening after the click. Set up goals to track web form submissions, or if you're using booking software, set up e-commerce goals for MindBody. You should also constantly be running A/B tests, which just means running 2 different ad headlines against each other to see which one actually gets more clicks. Make it a strict habit to review your metrics at least twice a month. That way you can cut the waste, pause any underperforming keywords, and really double down on what is actually bringing students through your doors.
So, armed with this data-driven blueprint, you no longer have to just rely on the universe or random organic luck to send students your way. You now have the exact formula to target intent and capture local searches right in your neighborhood. So the real question is, are you going to keep waiting for students to magically find you, or will you use this data to confidently invite them in?